the restriction of age laws. You all know those people. The people that claim things with no evidence and are just clearly wrong. People that can spread misinformation and harm society as a whole, like claiming vaccines are bad or the earth is flat. Or even people that are just plain rude to others with no common decency or common sense. Kids are the same for the most part, but some look at the world in a different way, and others are geniuses. I think instead of there being a legal age for adults, there should be a maturity test, something to test human morals, common knowledge about surroundings, and how the world works. Kids. Kids make up more than a quarter of all humans on Earth, or approximately 2.2 billion. What sort of relevance does this have about my speech? Well, if there are that many people, we should be able to vote in elections and work if proven mature enough. A lot of problems happen today because of lack of knowledge about younger generations and newer technologies. An example of this was the repeal of net neutrality that happened in 2018. As older generations did not understand the problem with it being repealed and misinformation spread by Ajit Pai, the law was repealed, allowing internet service providers to boost speeds for paying more and slow down speeds on websites of competitors. A more recent example of this is COPPA, or the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, which requires websites such as YouTube to not gather information on children under the age of 13 without explicit permission from a parent. If a creator on YouTube creates a video that a bot, yes, a robot, thinks is for children, the creator can face a fine of up to $42,000. That's $42,000 for every video deemed for children. This law was passed by people with no knowledge about the platforms they are affecting, considering it's against YouTube's terms of service for anyone under the age of 13 to make a YouTube account. Kids need to have a voice in political affairs to prevent stuff like this from happening, as we understand it more than older generations. And kids who can provide for themselves, such as child actors and celebrities, should be able to live alone if proven mature enough. Now, adults, on the other hand, can be extremely toxic and unintelligent. I would like to explain the loud minorities of flat earthers and anti-vaxxers. These people not only spread misinformation about or to other people, they are also extremely aggressive and inconsiderate to people who try to confront them. Both use faulty logic and bold claims, as do a lot of other conspiracy theories. They use science to debunk science. An example of this was on November 28, 2017, SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk asked, "Why is there no flat Mars society?" likely to poke fun at the absurd idea of a flat Earth. The Flat Earth Society responded with, "Hi Elon, thanks for the question. Unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round." But you don't have to believe in some absurd theory to be inconsiderate. We all know things such as being racist and homophobic are major problems in today's society, which are extremely immature and very close-minded. And now a counter to my argument. My peers have brought up how the human brain does not stop developing until you are 25, which is true stated by the University of Rochester. If that's the case, why do people become adults at 18? Even if we were to forget about that, the use of recreational drugs and alcohol, which can possibly be mind-altering, become available when they turn 21. And like I mentioned in a previous paragraph, people would have to become adults through a mental maturity test. Maybe instead of being an adult, you'd be considered mature. When you are mature, you have the right to vote and everything an adult can do. And no, if somebody is already an adult, they wouldn't have their rights stripped from them. This would make any new 18-year-olds not legally mature. If someone is 18 or older, they should be able to find work and do most things an adult can do without being considered mature. The only downside is that they wouldn't be able to vote. And for anyone who is against the government being able to choose what makes someone mature or not, each question will be right or wrong based on the popularity. If a majority of people choose it, it's considered to be right. In conclusion, I think children shouldn't be treated like they're immature and their opinions don't matter. Sometimes the child is more mature than the adult, but are made out to be stupid because they are younger. Parents use this authority all the time. And some adults should be restricted by what they can do if they can't learn to be more self-aware and can't behave. As children, we need to make our voices heard.
Walk past.
Yeah.